3 years ago, Delmarva and the rest of the country learned the story of Kent County, Delaware's Chuck Campbell. In a time where lawmakers were crafting a universal health care plan, Chuck became the poster child for the underinsured.
Chuck suffered from COPD and needed a double lung transplant. He was insured, but the insurance company would only pay for about $80,000 of the $1 million surgery. So Delmarva and people from around the world, including Hollywood, put their money together and raised the cash. And today, Chuck is not only alive, he's loving life in every precious minute he's been given.
If you know Chuck Campbell, you know he loves to laugh. And Chuck has lots to smile about these days, because in 2010 he struggled to catch a breath, let alone belt out a hearty laugh.
It's hard even walking up steps or just walking around.
Yeah. He suffered from chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. His only hope? New lungs. The cost? $1 million.
It was overwhelming. It was daunting to think that we had to, that we were told we had to raise $1 million, and I guess at first I was kind of naive. All of us were. We thought, well, we can raise $1 million fairly easily, and we raised a lot of money. The people of Salisbury, the people of Eastern Shore, we all raised a lot of money together, and from everything from bake sales to spaghetti dinners.
Despite all the community efforts, it wasn't enough. That was until Chuck got on the Bonnie Hunt show.
There's a website helping Chuck. He needs a double lung transplant, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what you're waiting for?
Yes. $1 million would have never happened had we not gotten the exposure that we did by getting out to Los Angeles and getting on the Bonnie Hunt show and having the anonymous donor contact us. And basically, they said, we'll write you a check for whatever your shortcomings are.
About a year later, Chuck got his transplant and all the aftercare associated with it. Today, he's as good as new.
I mean, there's pretty much nothing that I can't do that I couldn't do before my transplant. The daily reminder is when I'm taking a shower and I see the scar. Other than that, there's no physical feelings, nothing.
After several months of rehab, Chuck went back to work, but not to his former job as a car salesman.
That was something I'd been doing for years and years and years, and thought I'd wanted to try something else with my, second chance at life and all that stuff. So I went to Delaware Tech and got my CDL and started driving a truck for a living, and it was fun. Got to drive all over the country and see things that I'd never seen and, do stuff that I'd never done. But it just was, after I started realizing it was just too much time away from home.
Away from what is really important to him, his family.
I'm 20 minutes away from home now, and I get to see still get to see the softball games, still get to see the field hockey games, and I'm home usually before the girls go to bed.
Chuck says his COPD was a result of more than 20 years of smoking cigarettes.
I used the excuse when I was a smoker that, well, I'm going to die from something. Everybody dies from something.
But as the saying goes, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Every breath now literally is a blessing. Walking the dog, doing whatever, working again. It's amazing what the second chance has given me, and the outlook that I have now is just completely different.
For that, he thanks God and all those who helped raise the money, especially the anonymous donor.
And I still, to this day, don't know who it is. If you're out there watching, thank you very much. But I wish I knew, but I don't. There were lots of rumors. There were rumors that it was, this celebrity, that celebrity, but I still, to this day, I have no idea. Not officially, I have no idea what it might have been.
An angel Chuck thanks with every breath he takes.
And Chuck has been in contact with the family of the lung donor. He's also an advocate for organ donation, including Gift of Life, a nonprofit group that coordinates life-saving organ and tissue transplants.
What a guy.
Yeah, I know.
What a story.
What an inspiration.
Well, now perhaps you're wanting to know a little bit more about COPD. Well, as you just heard, it impacts the lungs. And in fact, PRMC says COPD is one of the most common lung diseases. And yes, it makes it hard for a person to breathe.
Now, there are two main forms of COPD: chronic bronchitis, which involves a long-term cough and with mucus, and emphysema, which involves destruction of the lungs over time. Here you can see normal, healthy air sacs on the left compared to emphysema on the right, where the air sacs are weakened and collapsed with excess mucus. Now, PRMC says smoking is the leading cause of COPD. However, there are other risk factors such as exposure to certain gases or fumes in the workplace, exposure to heavy amounts of secondhand smoke and pollution, and frequent use of cooking fire without proper ventilation. PRMC has a list of symptoms of COPD, including cough with or without mucus, fatigue, many respiratory infections, shortness of breath that gets worse with mild activity, trouble catching one's breath, and wheezing. Now, if you think you may be at risk or if you have questions about COPD, it's best to contact your doctor. And if you'd like to learn more from PRMC about the disease, go to delmarvalife.com. Well, still to come on Delmarva Life, we've got $250 ready and waiting for you. We'll tell you how you can get your hands on it as part of our $5,000 giveaway.
Always a big help, but it would certainly be a big help if you're trying to save for braces for your little ones. We all know they're not cheap. From the start of the process to the end, we're going to run down what you can expect to dish out.
And later, Brian goes behind the scenes with the ladies of the talk. Wait till you hear what they reveal when Brian asks the ladies the one thing people don't know about them.
But first, we just heard about Chuck Campbell's struggle with COPD as a result of smoking cigarettes. Dr. Oz has more on what else cigarettes can do to your health.
Hi, I'm Dr. Oz. Are you a smoker? Lung cancer is the #1 cause of cancer deaths in the United States, killing more people than breast, prostate, and colon cancer combined. Cigarette smoking causes 87% of lung cancer deaths. Talk to your doctor or go to my website, droz.com, for a treatment plan.